Hi, my name is Lauren Cudden, and this is a quick introduction for how to create a quiz using Google Forms. This right here is the Google Form homepage, so you can select whether you're going to do a blank form or use one of the templates that they provide. I personally like to use the blank quiz template because it automatically sets you up to do a quiz and you don't have to play around with so many of the settings. Once you get there, this is the first page that you're going to see. We're going to look at our settings first. So in settings, you can choose how students see their scores and their responses. You can choose whether you're going to have locked mode, so meaning students cannot open a new tab. This is going to share some different response settings. So students would be able to see what questions they missed, what the correct answers were, and the point values for each question. Over here, you can turn those features on and off depending on your preference. For responses, this is just going to show how responses are collected and protected. One of the nice things that you can do here is you can collect students' verified emails, and this is just a good way to hold students accountable so you can verify who is submitting which quiz. You can also choose whether students are going to get a copy of their responses. This might be a nice thing to turn on as a good study tool. And then you can also limit how many times students turn in a quiz. There's some other settings down here that you can play with. One thing I would turn on is this question defaults option. And this is going to make each question required by default. This is something you can turn on for each individual question. But by turning this feature on in settings, it's going to make each question required to have an answer before students can submit. Back to questions, this is where you're going to be adding your questions for your quiz. You can give it a name. I'm just going to name it based off of what I'm doing in my own classroom right now. So you can give it a name, you can give it a description, and then you can start with your question. So my first question is going to be, sorry about that, having the students put in their name. Even though I did require them to type their email, Google was smart and went ahead and chose short answer for me. And we're going to make that required. To add a new question, you just click this little plus mark over here to add a question, and then we can go ahead and get started. If you want to look at the different answer choices on this drop-down menu, it gives you some different things that you can choose from. So I'm going to go ahead and type in my first question. What type of electricity is lightning? You can also add an image to give students a visual. You can do this by different ways. For today, I'm just going to use a Google image search. And so when students get this question, they'll also see the picture. You can also choose how big or small that picture is. Down here, you're going to type in your answer choices, current electricity, or static electricity. Once you've got your answers in, you're going to type in answer key, and that is where you're going to pick your correct answer. You can also add feedback. So if you wanted to share, why students got something wrong, you can do that here. And then you'll hit done when you're ready. To add a new question, all you do is hit the plus mark again. Up at the top, if you want to play around with the theme and change how your quiz looks, you just pick this little painter tool here. You can change the font, you can add a header image, and of course change the color of your quiz to something different. On this little eyeball button, when you click on it, you can preview your quiz so you can see what it looks like for students before you share that with them. And then lastly, to send your quiz and to share it with your students, all you do is click on send. You can send it via email, or what I like to do is just get a link to it and put that into Schoology or whatever platform you are using. So that was my just quick introduction on how to use Google Forms to create a quiz. I hope you learned something new. Thanks for watching.